Okay, so you guys, we're going to start seated today, and we're going to try to start sitting on a couple of blocks. So you can take one or two and just sit with your legs folded back, kind of like this. You just don't want your knees to hurt, of course. Okay, so just do whatever amount you need to for your knees to have no pain. And if that means you don't sit like this, that's fine too. Okay. So as you take your seat, notice how your ankles feel too. Can you, are your toes all straight back there? You can even take your fingers back to your toes and kind of push them down a little bit. Sometimes I like to just make fists with my hands, and you put them into the feet, like a massage into your feet. Yeah. And you guys, with the knee stuff, you can always add, you got two blocks there. You can always add a blanket on top of it too. Right? And if it just starts to feel really like it's going to hurt later, then just come out. Okay. Good. Good. And after you've given your feet, like warmed up your feet a little bit, you can just rest your arms wherever you want to. You can either have your eyes open or closed, and just noticing where you're making contact with your blocks. And also where you're making contact with the floor, with your legs, your feet. Okay. And then also noticing where your arms are resting. Notice if you're holding any tension, like in your jaw or your shoulders. And becoming aware just of how your mind feels this morning and how your nervous system feels. So do you feel really like amped up, or do you feel kind of foggy, or just somewhere in between? And then taking a wide breath in. So think about breathing three-dimensionally, like you're breathing and your ribs are going out in all directions. And then a long exhale, and you could just breathe out your mouth like you're blowing out through a straw at first. And then again, inhaling through the nose, going really wide like our umbrella breath. And exhale out the mouth, just long. One more of those while you're breathing out the mouth. And then you could transition to breathing out the nose if it feels okay, but still keeping that breath long on the exhale and wide on the inhale. Good. And now when you're ready, let's just inhale and bring the arms right out in front of you. Bend the elbows and just take the opposite wrist or forearm or elbow, whatever you can hold, and still take your arms above your head. Okay. Good. Exhale there. And then inhale, can you stretch way up like you're framing the sides of your head? Good. And now as you exhale, let your right ear just rest on your right arm and lean slightly to the right. Good. And then inhale back up to center. And exhale, opposite side, left head to left arm, or left side of head, and lean. Good. And then inhale back up to center. And let's just switch how the arms are. So you can bring them down to look at them if you want. It'll feel kind of funky doing it the opposite way. And then bring them back up. Take an inhale, stretching up. And now let's lean to the left first as you exhale. And then inhale back to center. And exhale, lean to the right. And an inhale back to center. And exhale is bring the arms out to the sides and down, maybe even a little behind you. And we're going to come off of our blocks. You might want to just stretch your legs out in front for a moment if your knees are feeling cranky. All right. And now we'll sit with the legs crossed, but kind of like the ankles crossed. Because what we're going to try to do is be on the edges of your feet like this. Okay. So the pinky toe edges of your feet are down. Yeah. Notice which leg is in front. And then inhale, open the arms wide. You could always sit on something. And then exhale, give yourself a hug, right arm on top of left. Good. Wrap around. And then inhale, open up again. And exhale, left arm on top of right. Good. Inhale, one more time each side. Open wide and then hug. Good. And now let's switch which leg is in front. If you need to prop things, you can, right? You can always take blocks beneath knees. Inhale, open the arms up. This time, either stick with the hug or go to eagle arms. Eagle arms is when you cross the elbows. It only works if you can hook them and bring the hands up. Now let's stay here. Inhale, breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And as you exhale, you can either gently let your neck go to the right, or you can take it forward, or you can take it to the left. So just kind of explore what your neck wants to do. Every inhale, breathing into your upper back. And every exhale, can you relax your jaw? Good. And then on the next inhale, let's open up again. We're going to do the same thing, other side. It can be the hug or eagle arms. Okay, whatever works best in your body. Inhale, breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And as you exhale, gently explore with your neck. Okay, you can do whatever you want with it. Just go slowly. Relaxing your tongue, relaxing your jaw. Good. And now as you inhale, let's open up the arms. And exhale, just bring the fingertips behind your back. And inhale as you roll your shoulder heads back, lifting your chest up. And then as you exhale, let's come out of this leg position. You can shake them out a little bit if you want. We're going to come onto our knees. Now you can pad your knees if you want to. We're going to be playing around with the feet, but this will get into the knees too. So if you have any knee issues, you might need to modify. All right. So I'm going to try to get all my 10 toes tucked, and I'm just going to try to sit back toward my heels. Some people might need to be down here because of their knees or their feet. Okay. You can also be up here if you need to. All right. Good. Inhale, just stretching out those feet. And then exhale, come forward, place the tops of your feet down. Now, for some of you, it'll look like this, just kind of exploring going back. Others, you'll come up, and others will even lean back and lift their knees. Okay. So it just depends on your body. And then we'll start going between the two. So you come forward, tuck the toes, and then you come forward again, put the feet flat. Okay, so it's opening up the feet. If none of this works for you, it seems like you guys are okay in here, but if you're starting to feel pain in the knees, you could do this standing, right? Just stretching the top of the foot. Good. Now, if you want a little bit more, you could tuck the toes and then see if you can balance lifting the knees off the floor, right? And you could inhale here and exhale, you could try to bring them back down. Okay, so just exploring, just more options, right? You can even come into lifting the knees and then see if you can sit the heels down behind you. You might plop down on your bottom behind you, okay, when you do that. Good, you guys. So just choosing what is giving your feet and ankles a stretch here. All right, and now let's come onto a seated position and just take your feet out in front of you. Make sure you've got space behind you. And if your back, when you roll like a ball, kind of bothers you, just put a blanket down so you pad your mat. Okay, we're gonna start at the front, gonna really round our spine. Inhale, and as you exhale, and you push off, roll just to your upper back, and then come back up. Yeah, and of course you can put your feet down, but then you could also try to balance. So you could come up and balance. Okay. And just try that a few times with your breath here, you guys. You're just continuously breathing. Okay. There's no specific time to breathe in or out. Okay. And now some things to add on. When you come up, you could try to end in boat pose, like just balance. Yeah. Lifting the chest. And then when you go back, you got to round again, right? Because round things roll. So you round to go back. And then when you come up, can you do a neutral spine? Yeah, good. A couple more. So rolling like a ball is an awesome, just functional core movement. You can add on to this if you want to. Well, let's just try it, okay? Even if you don't want to, let's just give it a try, okay? So grab your feet, grab your toes and kind of pull them back, okay? And then we're gonna inhale, sit up tall. Now, could you exhale, round, go back, and come up, still holding your feet? Maybe, maybe not, right? You don't have to. You don't have to, but you can give it a try. And then here's another option. When you come up, could you straighten your legs? But you don't have to get them all the way straight. They could just be partway straight. And then remember to round when you go down, or else it's going to hurt when you land on your back, and then come up again. Okay, good. A couple more. And then we're going to end on our backs. Okay, so you're going to come down, let go of your feet, put your feet on the floor. Just take your hands to your lower ribs and find your umbrella breath there. So umbrella breath is the ribs opening up three-dimensionally on the inhale, those lower ribs. And then can you do a long exhale? Good, one more like that. Good, and now on your next exhale, can you lift your feet off the floor and leave them there with your knees stacked over your hips? Good, now inhale. And as you exhale, can you draw your back to the floor? Good. And leaving it there for the inhale. And on your exhale, can you start to straighten out the right leg? And then on the inhale, bend it. And just repeat. Other side, alternate. Now, as you're doing this, you guys, your leg is going somewhere between the ceiling and the floor. The angle that you choose for that should depend on how well you're able to keep your back pressing to the floor and your core engaged, right? So if it's really challenging for you, then don't go as low with the leg. Good, and be really honest with yourself. Like take a long exhale. Are you drawing the belly down that whole time? Are you pressing the ribs down that whole time? Of course, take a break whenever you need to. We're gonna have the option to add in the opposite arm, so dead bugs. So if the right leg were straightening, the left arm would stretch overhead. And then on the inhale, you bring it to center. The arm limbs come back, and then on the exhale, the other side. Go so slowly, because if it's slower, you'll be more aware of connecting to your core. And try to have your jaw relaxed as you do this. Think that if you had a sunflower seed below your low back, that even that sunflower seed would feel the pressure of your low back pressing down. And I mean one of those, like the inside of the sunflower seed, not the shelled kind, not the kind in the shell. Good, one more. Good, come back to center and just take a break, feet to the floor. Let's windshield wiper the knees. So widen the feet, spread the arms out to the sides, and start rolling the knees side to side. Now, as you do this, you guys, let's have that same foot awareness. So could you draw your toes upward, like away from the ball of your feet? So when you roll over, the feet are really active. Yeah, a couple more, just getting in the flow with your breath here. Good, and now coming into center, let's just exhale, bring the knees in towards your belly. Holding behind the knees, let's inhale and curl up into a little ball. And as you exhale, we're gonna roll like a ball again, okay? So really round the spine. And as you come up and down, this is the option here. You can stick with what you're doing, or when you come up, could you cross one ankle in front of the other on the pinky toe edges of the feet? Yeah, and then go back again and cross the other way. You're just going side to side. Now we want those pinky edges really strong because we want the ankles really strong, because some of you might decide to stand up. Maybe, just maybe. All right, and then go back down. If your knees are sketchy, don't do that, okay? But if you feel like, yeah, my knees are okay to do this, then you could give it a try. You can use your hands if you need to, okay? You can give yourself a little boost. Yeah. Okay, let's just do one more. And then come all the way to the front of your mat, you guys. Good job. You're gonna come to just hands and knees, sorry, the middle of your mat. Spread those fingers wide, press down at the tips of your fingers. Let's just do a couple of cats and cows. We'll inhale for the lift and exhale for the round. Sorry, I can't listen to that song. Good, now next time you pass through the center, let's just stay in neutral in the middle. Now everybody protract your shoulder blades. So that means widen them. It's like, yeah, without rounding your back, okay? Inhale. Now as you exhale, let's just lift the right knee up. Now we're not going to worry about keeping the hips square for this, okay? We're just gonna make big circles with the hip and knee. Make them as big as feels okay to you. Can go way up, way out to the side, even in towards your chest, rounding. And then reverse the direction. Good, and then let's bring that knee down. Inhale, protract your shoulder blades, and exhale, left knee comes up, same thing. Yeah, here, I'll take it for you. Yeah, sure. Good, so big circles, just kind of exploring what works for you. Go the opposite way. Good, you guys, and now let's sit in a side seat. Right leg forward, left leg folded back. Okay, so you can do 90 degrees if it doesn't hurt your knees and your hips. We're gonna do the same foot thing, okay? That's kind of a theme today, driving that pinky toe down. What that'll do is when you sickle your ankle like this, it doesn't get into your hip as much because you're using some of this ankle flexibility. So this just keeps you honest with where your hips are. Okay, we're gonna inhale, sit up tall. And then exhale, can you put your right hand down and just twist around any angle? And then inhale, come back to the center. And same thing, exhale, twist around. You could put your forearm down and go lower if you want, or you could do more of a side bend if you prefer. Just think, turn your chest toward your right hip or beyond. Good, now next time you twist around, let's instead put the right elbow down. And I'm just putting it outside my right hip. So there's like a straight line from my elbow to my hip, like this, way back here. So not up here, but back here. Yes. And so you see how that allows my chest to be open, right? Now, does your elbow hurt? If the answer is yes, scoot around so you can put it on the mat, right? You can just put it right on the mat, or you can put a blanket. I'm gonna drive this pinky toe down. I'm gonna inhale, then I'm gonna exhale. Could I lift up? So what I'm doing is I'm gonna straighten the back leg, push down through the front shin, and just reach my left arm overhead. You don't have to actually come off the floor if you don't want to. Your knee stays down on that. Yeah, that's it. It'll make it easier. Yeah, there you go. Good, and then you can try it again. That's lifting up. And Penny, it might feel good to stretch your legs out like this. Watch. So you're here. If you straighten it, it might feel a little better. You can see. Okay, good, you guys. And then let's come around to the other side. So just get your left leg in front. Boom. Set yourself up however it feels okay in your knees and hips. Then drive that left pinky toe down. Inhale. And as you exhale, left hand over to the left. And remember, any angle. So you're just going to be twisting on the exhale and inhale, kind of coming back to the center and repeating. I'm just noticing any little tight spots here. For me, it's always across that back hip, but for you, it might be something totally different. It could be in your back. Just want to make sure it's not pain in your knee or anywhere else. Good. Good. And then when you're ready, let's plant that left elbow outside the left hip. So there's a straight line from that outer left hip to elbow. And I didn't mention this last time, but you want to get lifted out of that shoulder, right? Kind of lift up. Drive that front pinky toe down. This is going to stay on the floor, okay? You're going to use the big toe side of the back foot and straighten it out maybe and stretch over. And can exhale, come back down. You can try it a few times. If it doesn't work for you, you can do this, you guys, just a side bend, right? You don't have to lift. Let's do one more. Good, and then let's just come down, sit back up and come onto hands and knees again. This time, let's just make circles with the hips. You can circle them any way you want. You can circle your ribs too if you want to. Good, and then find your way to the center. Now you could do this on forearms if your wrists are bothering you today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna inhale, protract the shoulder blades. And exhale, could you tuck your toes and just hover the knees an inch off the floor or a couple inches? Good, inhale. And exhale, come back down. Okay, now that might be all you do, right? Just come in and out. Another option would be we're gonna exhale, inhale, and then exhale, plank pose. So I might have to back up my feet a little bit. Straightened, and then I'm going to inhale, hover. So I kind of got to lean back, hover my knees off the floor, and then exhale, plank pose. Good, keep going. You could also do this with your knees on the floor like this. So it could be stretch back like a child's and then pop forward to a plank with knees down. Do a couple more. And then come into either child's pose or downward dog. Let your neck relax, let your jaw relax, and move around however you want to move around. Okay, maybe take a sigh out your mouth. Yeah, just kind of letting stuff go. If you've got your legs straight, maybe try bending your knees and stretching your hips back. Nice. Let's take 2 more breaths there. And then let's slowly find our way to plank pose. Good. You can always have your knees down. Gonna inhale here, protract those shoulder blades, and exhale, you can drop your knees and slowly lower to the floor. Inhale, Sphinx pose. So you're placing your forearms down, that's it. Turn your glutes on, and then exhale. Can you just dip the left shoulder and kind of look around to the right? And then inhale back to center and exhale other side. Good, inhale back to center. And stay here as you exhale. And just make sure your elbows, bring yours way up here, are forward of your shoulders or directly below them. They're not behind them, okay? Now inhale, exhale, can you engage your lower belly? And imagine you're on like a cold metal, like a vet table where you take animals and you wanna pull your belly away, engaging it, and engage your butt muscles. Okay, and then relax it. Now, if that felt okay, like you could do that, then we're gonna come into forearm plank from here. But if you felt like that's really hard and my low back is tender, then you're gonna come into forearm plank from up here, okay? And just kind of walk your knees back if your back is tender, okay? So choose what's best for you. And here we go. What we're gonna do is exhale Do that cold table thing. And then draw your ribs in too, so your hips are fully up. And now feel like you're sliding your elbows back towards your feet. And then you can lift your knees off too if you want to. But keep engaging your glutes and keep breathing. Yes. And feel like you're sliding those elbows back. So that'll turn your core on more. And you can always come down to knees, and you can always come out sooner. Good. If you can stay there 2 or 3 more breaths, go for it. Good. And now let's drop to knees if they're not already down. We're going to take hips over knees and just stretch the arms forward, puppy dog pose, letting your forehead come down between your arms. Good. Now, as you inhale, can you feel your breath expanding your rib cage here? And as you exhale, can you soften through your jaw or through your face? Good. And let's do that again. So through our practice today, we're going to go to one of our themes that we've done quite a bit, which is just finding a balance of steadiness and ease. So as you're in puppy dog pose, can you find steadiness through your ribs, through your breath? And can you find ease through somewhere? That might mean you have to bend the elbows. Good. And then let's find our way to downward dog slowly. And just begin to walk your hands and feet together. Feel the steadiness through your legs and through your feet. You can bend the knees as much as you want to. And then can you find ease through your neck? Just kind of letting it go. Let your shoulders go. Let your jaw go. Good. Good. And on the next inhale, let's place hands above knees and extend your spine forward. Let's take the weight toward the balls of the feet as you do this. Yeah, nice. And then exhale, let's sit like you're sitting in a chair. So take your weight towards your heels as you do that. And then inhale, start reaching the arms forward and up, stretch them way up. And exhale out to the sides and down. Good. Kind of shake it out a little bit. Grab your blocks, put them up toward the front of your mat. And then you might want a blanket for knee padding, so you can get that in the middle of your mat. And once you get everything situated, just take a moment, feet parallel, standing. You can let your eyes close if you want to. And come back to that umbrella breath. So feel your breath come in, widening 3-dimensionally through your rib cage. And then a long exhale. Good. And then let's inhale and reach the arms forward and up. And take a longer exhale as you take them out to the sides and down. Just getting in the rhythm of your breath and getting your breath to be connected to your movement. Good. Now this next time, we're going to fold with the exhale. Okay, so we'll inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale, strong legs. As you fold, you can bend the knees at any point. Hands can come to legs or blocks. And then inhale, let's reach your spine forward, weight towards balls of feet. And exhale, let's take the left leg back and drop the knee to the blanket. And inhale, rise up, shoulders over hips, over back knee. And as you exhale, you're going to reach the right arm forward and turn the chest to the left as you lunge. And then come back up. Okay, so we're just going to do that again and again. Reach and lunge. You can move this right foot wherever it feels best. And you can also just explore different angles with it. Imagine the goal here being to reach as far as you can. So like what angle gets you as far as you can go? Good, and of course you don't want knee pain, right? So listening to your own body with it. Good, you guys. Now another option you can do if you want to is you can always try lifting the back knee off the floor and reaching further. Just keep breathing, try not to hold your breath. That's just an option. Let's do one more. And then coming up, we're just going to bring that knee back and then come into any kind of plank pose. So it could be knees down or knees up. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's lower down. Of course, you could lower straight down if you're able to do that without dipping. And then inhale, let's do a low cobra with the hands forward next to your face. Just an inhale, lift, engage your glutes. You might lift the elbows too. Good. And then exhale back down. Let's do one more of those. And if your blanket's in a weird spot, like what I did is I just moved my hips back so it's over the blanket. Good. Shoulders away from ears. One more time. Good, you guys. Coming down from here, I'm going to place the hands for a push-up. Inhale, roll the shoulder heads back, and exhale that cold table again. Draw the belly in, and then the ribs in, and then you can pop up to knees or plank, and back to either child's pose or downward dog. I just feel like you're stretching your fingers forward as you reach your hips back, and find that rhythmic breath that we were using with arms lifting and lowering. So you might inhale for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 5 or 6. Good, and then inhale, let's bend the knees. And you can come all the way to the floor first, or you can try to exhale, stepping the left foot forward and then dropping the right knee to the blanket. Rising up, same thing we did on the other side, okay? So you're gonna turn your chest to the right, exhale, reach the left arm forward. Yeah. You might be able to reach your person across. Lisa and I are really close, so we can actually do it. Or just an air high five. Yeah, that's a better COVID thing. Sorry, I need to. Good. You can even lift that back knee. Remember, try different angles. Good, you guys. And then next time you come up, we're just going to bring our blocks in front again and inhale, lift the back knee off the floor. And as you exhale, just step that back leg forward next to the front. Inhale, extend your spine forward, weight towards balls of feet. Exhale, sitting in a chair. Inhale, rise. And exhale, arms out and down. All right, check in with how you feel here. And then inhale, reach up again. Exhale and fold. Inhale, extend spine forward. This time, exhale, let's take the right knee back first, drop it to the blanket. Okay, now from here, we're gonna keep our hands forward. So we're gonna lunge forward. So walking the foot to wherever it feels best. Yeah, and now turn on your back glute, that right glute. Let's get that baby turned on. And what we're gonna do is take both hands on the inside of the foot. They can be on blocks still. They don't have to be on the floor. Okay, and now we're gonna lift those toes like we've been practicing and come onto the pinky toe edge of the foot, letting the knee come out to the left. And you can walk it more to the left. It might feel better. And then feel like you're sliding that left heel back toward your right knee. So press it into the floor and feel like it's sliding back. Feel those hip muscles turn on. And the adductors stretching here a bit. Good. Relaxing your jaw, inhale. And exhale. Good, again, inhale. And exhale. Good, now let's put the foot flat and your right hand either on block or floor. And we're just gonna practice this because we're gonna do it next. It's just a slow turn. So what I'm gonna do is I start walking, let me show it this way. I start walking the foot to the left, and then the back foot, I come up onto the pinky toe edge and try to lift up. So you can just see about getting there. You can keep the knee down. Some people find it easier to keep the knee up and then walk, right? That might be a little easier. You're on the pinky toe edge of that back foot and then walk back. Good. Are you holding your breath? Keep breathing, okay? And then inhale, step to plank, any kind of plank. Exhale, lowering down, any kind of lower down, knees or full. Inhale, any kind of cobra or sphinx or up dog. Exhale, lower. Inhale, place hands for a push-up, but we're going to do a core push-up, right? So exhale, engage your abdominals, ribs pull away from the floor, push up, and back either to downward dog or child's pose. Good, a few breaths there. Good, let's take 2 more breaths there. Getting the rhythm of your breath. It's always a time when you're holding a pose, you can check in with that. Nice, and then as you inhale, let's inhale, bend the knees. Remember, you can bring them down to the floor first, or just exhale, step that right leg forward, drop the back knee. Good, engage your left glute. Both hands on the inside, either floor or blocks. Inhale, start to roll to the pinky toe edge, and as you do that, pull the toes back. Good. And then you can walk it out a little bit if it feels better. Let the knee lean out if it feels okay. And feel like you're sliding that right heel back towards your left knee on your mat. And then check in with that left glute again. And keep breathing. Relaxing your jaw and your neck. Good, and then slowly bringing the foot back to the floor so you can move your right arm to do that. And we'll try that second position that we were going toward. So there's 2 ways you can try it. You can see what works best. You could lift the left knee and then start walking. It might be easier to come onto the pinky toe edge of the back foot that way, right? Or you can come into it down and then lift up. Good. Keep breathing. And then slowly walk back around. You can find your blocks. Inhale to lift the back knee off the floor. And exhale to step off that back foot, bringing it forward. Inhale, hands above knees, extend spine forward. Exhale, bending the knees like you're sitting in a chair. And inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms out and down. Good. Notice how your hips feel. Just kind of bounce a few times. This time you may or may not want your blanket there. Okay, it's up to you. I'm just going to leave mine there. We're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, extending your spine forward. And exhale, let's step the right leg back. This time, let's keep the knee off the floor. So you might want your blocks, just so you can straighten out your spine. Good. Inhale here. Exhale. Now you can always stay right here, but what I'm going to do is that same thing we just did. So I actually have to take the blocks out, I realize. And you could start with the knee down. I'm going to turn, but then I'm going to drop my hip. So I stretch this whole right side hip toward arm. I'm on the pinky toe edge of that back foot. I'm going to inhale. Now, as I exhale, I'm going to engage my core, press into the arm, and turn all the way to the right and go into like that skater pose, right knee bent, left leg straight. Kind of like what we did last week. Yes. And then just keep breathing, come back around. So you stop, you pause in the lunge, right arm goes down, you turn toward the left. I drop my left hip, stretch my right side toward my right arm. Yeah, here, I'll do it right next to you in 1 second. And then I'll come up and go to the right. Yeah, so you're right. The reason why you're confused is because it's our right leg is our left leg is forward. That's right. Okay, so we're here, right? And then from here, Lisa, you can slowly turn, right? Yeah, this hand's on the floor. Yeah, yeah, good. And then you exhale so you can engage your core. Lift up, bend to the right. And then keep breathing. Right hand comes down. You start to turn any amount, right? Whatever feels okay. Yes, that's it. That's it. You got it. Totally. Okay, just a couple more, you guys. This is a great hip opener, but notice how your wrist is feeling. Oh, good. You guys are warming up back there. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. All right. I can turn the main one down too. All right, you guys. Next time you pass through the lunge, let's inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower down. I like my blanket out of the way for this. I'm gonna come all the way down. Inhale, arms back by your sides. Roll the shoulder heads away from the floor. Exhale, lifting torso and legs. Good. Inhale, lower down. Now you could try to take your arms out to a T, palms facing the floor. Same thing, exhale. It actually is a little easier to come up on the inhale. And then you could even bring your arms forward. It's harder though, so you can have your arms wherever you want. One more. And then bringing your hands down and just take a rest for a moment. Arms can be at your side so they can pad your head. Follow your breath in for a count of 4. Just resting your neck. You can always just cross your arms beneath your forehead. And exhale. Good. Feeling your breath against the floor. Good. So you're noticing as your body down regulates just a little bit. Okay, one more like that. Feeling your breath against the floor. And then slowly placing your hands for a push-up. And inhale, rolling the shoulder heads back. Exhale, press up to knees or full plank. And back to either child's pose or downward dog. Take a sigh there. Just following your breath in. And then letting go. That's it. Good. And again, breathing in and letting go. So you're just kind of noticing here, how is your mind responding? How is your body responding? Is there anything you need to change in your approach? Good. And now when you're ready, you're just going to be bringing the right leg forward, right? So you can bend the knees and step the right leg forward, or you can come to the floor first. Then we'll slowly start turning toward that right, the same pose. So your right foot starts to walk around, left pinky toe edge, and I drop the left hip, stretch toward my left side. And then I exhale to help engage my core, turn toward the left, then the left knee. Yeah. And continue. Okay. Go your own pace, just crawling around, moving gently for yourself. It's not necessarily a gentle movement by any means, but just finding a way to find ease in the movements and some fluidity in your movement. Good, you guys. Yeah, that's it. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it just needs to feel okay in your body, right? It's okay if it feels challenging. You just want it to be just enough challenge for you. Good. Now, the next time you pass through the center, you could find your blocks. Inhale and exhale, step that back leg forward. Inhale, taking your weight toward the balls of your feet, extending your spine forward. And then exhale, sitting back in your heels, chair pose. And inhale, stand, reaching up. Exhale, arms out and down. Good. Good. Just noticing how you feel here. And then getting a focal point. So just something to look at to balance. And you guys with the thicker mats, you can always stand on the floor too. It's harder to balance on the thick mat. Okay. Then inhale, stand tall, and exhale. Can you bring your right knee up and hold it there? You could always have the wall at your side too. Yeah. Good. Inhale. Good. Now exhale. Let's place our hands on our ribs or whatever hand isn't holding the wall on your ribs. Okay. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Can you keep those ribs down as you take the knee back behind you without back bending? So we're just getting hip extension. Good. And then inhale. Exhale, bring it forward. Good. So we're going to stay straight up and down. We're not going to hinge at the hips. We're just doing that again. Good. And forward. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll let you hinge at the hips in a little bit. But first, we're just getting this hip extension. Then inhale up. Exhale, we're going to take the knee out to the right. Yes. Inhale. Exhale, can you keep it out to the right, but turn the inner knee toward the floor. The foot faces behind you. Internally rotate. Good. Ribs down. Inhale. Exhale. Now take it behind you. Yeah. Inhale. Nice, you guys. Exhale. Bring it forward and up. And step it down. Okay, so just shake it out a little bit. We're going to do the other side. For some reason, the new app won't let me turn the heat down. So what I'm going to try to do, we're going to try to turn the temp on it down, and then I can just turn it off in a little bit. Let's just turn it off for a few minutes. How about that? Good. Okay, so other side. Let's see if that works. Other side, then inhale, stand tall. Can get your hands on your ribs if you're doing that. And then exhale, left knee up. See, it didn't even work to do that. Okay, keep breathing. Inhale. And then exhale. Let's just take it straight back. So we're just going to go forward and back a few times. You never thought it would be too hot today in here, right? Forward and back. Let's see if I can find where she stored the other remote. So we have no option to turn it off. So just breathe, okay? Drink water. All right. No, there's no button. It's not like on a remote. There must be one somewhere. Okay, now we're going to try the rotation. So we're going to take it out to the left. Inhale, good. Now exhale, we're internally rotate. So we're going to turn the inner knee toward the floor. It's okay to lower it a lot. Good, inhale. And then exhale, take it behind. Good, inhale. And then exhale, bring it forward and up and down. Good, you guys. Just a little swing and twist. Doing okay, Julie. You can move too if you want, like go back there by the door or something. Okay, if you start overheating. It's not one thing, it's another with this place. Too hot, too cold. I don't want to do all that and mess anything up. Yeah, just, yeah, good. Good. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing, but with a little hinging. Okay, so you can still hold the wall if you want. We're going to inhale, stand tall, and exhale, right knee comes up. Inhale. Now exhale, we're going to take the leg back, keeping it bent, and also hinge at the hip, reaching your chest high. Good. And then inhale back up. Now, if you want to do arms, you could do arms. You could inhale up. Exhale back. Good. Keep going. Okay. See if you can keep your hip square as you reach it back. Good. Two more. If you want to, you can try holding this. Now the standing leg can be bent. Can everybody reach their chest forward more and even lift it more? Yeah, that's it. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Bring it forward and up. Nice, everybody. And step it down. Just shake it out. Let's do the other side. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, left knee up. Good. Inhale. Exhale, remember we're keeping it bent as it goes back, trying to keep both hips facing the floor. Good, and keep going. Okay, your own pace. We'll see if she gets back to me. Okay. Oh, I don't know what she's saying. Okay, the remote is in. Now, next time you could try holding. Where do you see it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Jeez. Are you guys holding? Don't hold your breath. We got it. Okay. Good. Really nice, you guys. Yeah, look at that balance. And even if the wobbling is normal, that's what helps you balance better next time. Good. And then next time you come up, reach your arms up. And exhale, step it down. Good. Just a little hula hoop of the hips. Around and around. Sorry, everybody at home. We've got all these heat issues. Hope we're not distracting you too much. Oh. All right, so now is when we're going to slide on the floor. So what we need to do in the studio is fold your mat up toward like the front of your space. And we're gonna use a blanket. You could also use a rag. At home, if you're on hard floors, you can do the same, or even your socks. But if you're on carpets, you'll need something like plastic that'll slide. Okay, and we're gonna stand in front of the blanket. The blanket's behind me, or the rag. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, and you wanna come forward more. Okay, inhale, stand tall, and exhale, let's take the right toes and ball of foot to the blanket. Yeah, inhale, you might need space behind you, Penny. And exhale, I'm gonna try to keep this front knee stable. We're gonna bend it and lunge just a little bit so you know how far you can go. Okay, inhale, exhale, press into the front heel and bring the leg forward. Okay, inhale, exhale, slide it back. Inhale, exhale, press into the front heel to bring the back leg forward. Good. You can put your hands on your hips if you want to. Good. Now keep going, you guys. The key things I want you to try to focus on here are pressing through the front heel. So the knee is not going forward of the toe. The hip is going back. The knee is staying over the ankle in this. Yeah, and if you go too far back, you might strain your hip flexor, right? It'll be a little too much. So don't go too far back. You are working that back hip flexors as well. Yes, you're stretching them, but you're also strengthening them. I'm going to try to feel it. Left hip. Everybody pull your left hip back. Did you guys feeling these? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, good. Next time you come up, take a break, shake it out. All right, let's do the other side, okay? Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, left foot goes back. Okay, now remember the first few especially go really gentle because you don't know how far you want to go yet. Okay, exhale. Inhale, pause, engage your back glute, press into your front heel to exhale, bring that back leg up. Just notice how one side might feel different. For me, it's easier to get my hip working on one side than it is on the other. I have to really focus on pressing into my heel to feel it on this side. Can you keep your back glute engaged the whole time? Good. And you can always just keep these really small too. Oh yeah, that's right. Good. And next time you come up, take a break. We're gonna keep the blanket there, but just a little side to side, take your feet a little wide, just bend one knee and then the other. You can put your hands on them if you want. Okay. Now we'll come back to our standing. The blanket's still behind us. I'm gonna face this way. My right foot is gonna come back on it, but this time I'm gonna do a little curtsy lunge. So what I'm gonna do is start to move it over to the left, and then I'm gonna exhale, press into my front heel, come back. Yeah, exactly. So it's going diagonally behind you to the left. It can be really shallow, it doesn't have to be deep, right? Just keep breathing. Try to press into that left heel to bring it back up. Yeah, so it's more of a diagonal across rather than a back. And you might not be able to go very far across. It might just be like to here. You can always do it by just floating too, instead of using the blanket if you're having blanket stress. See, I knew I sensed somebody was in here. Yeah, so you can do it like this, right? Just kind of a little curtsy, a little curtsy. Yeah. Yeah. Good. And then let's come up. You guys feel that in the left butt? Yeah? Okay, good. Shake it out a little bit. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, we're doing the other side. So if you have blanket stress, you can get rid of it and just hover, okay? Inhale here, exhale. Send that left leg back and over to the right, and then back. Good, and repeat. Notice if you're getting tight in your shoulders or your jaw or your neck. Getting y'all ready for some skiing or some golfing or some walking. Yeah, these guys are big golfers. Pickleballing, some pickleballing. What else do you guys do? Hiking. Yeah, good. Oh, I'm feeling it now. One more. Okay. Good. Come on up, you guys. Just shake it out. Let's get your mat back to yoga style. Tree pose is next. So you take your time. You can use a wall if you want to. Just take a couple breaths with both feet on the floor. Just feel yourself steadying. Feel your breath go in and your breath go out. And let your jaw and your eyes soften. And when you're ready, let's bring the right leg up into tree pose. So it could be on the ankle, you know, with the toes on the floor. It could be on the calf. It could go up to the inner thigh, whichever position works for your body. You can put your arms wherever you want them to. Here are some ideas: in front of chest, up towards ceiling, out to sides. Now, can you calm your breath? So inhaling slowly and exhaling slowly. And again. Good. And when you're ready, palms together, you can start to face that knee forward and step it down. Good. Other side. So just as you're ready, soft eyes, soft jaw, open chest. Inhale. Exhale, left leg comes up any height. You can find how, what I love about yoga poses is finding, you know, how it feels in your body energetically, you know, to put your arms in different positions. What feels expansive, or would you prefer to feel more contained? What makes you feel nervous? What makes you feel safe? And when you're ready, you bring your palms together, knee forward and stepping down. And just coming back toward the front of your mat, and finding your props if they're scattered like mine. Good. Well, inhale, let's reach the arms up. And exhale and fold. Good. Now we're going to stay here a little bit. So take your hands wherever they need to be. It could even be a wall. What we're going to do is we're going to try to get into the calves a little bit more. So to do that, if you lean toward the balls of your feet, another thing you could do is to, you know, roll up something and put it below the balls of your feet with your heels down. That'll definitely get into your calves. And try to let something relax, your jaw, your face. Good. And then if it's possible, you know, without pain in your body, straighten your legs, right? That'll get more into the bigger calf muscle, the gastrocnemius one. Let's take 2 more slow breaths there. Good. And then let's inhale, reach your spine forward. Good. And exhale, if you're standing on something like me, you can just sort of slip it out of the way. You're going to step the left leg back to a high lunge. And we're slowly going to walk like we did. So we're going to put our left hand down like we did earlier is what I mean. So left hand down. I'm going to do it in front of you. And we're going to start walking around. But this time we're going to stay with our hip off the floor. So we're in a variation of side plank. You can reach that right arm up. And if this is too much on your wrist, you could come down to a forearm instead. So that would look like this. Okay. Keep breathing. Can you really engage the pinky toe edge of that back foot? Good. Now, if you want to, you could exhale and try to step that right foot behind the left. Just pick it up and put it back there. And you're on the ball of the foot. Good. And now we're in, I think it's called rock star. That's not the Sanskrit name. Good. And then inhale, try to lift the hip. You might even open up your back, like back bendy, kind of push your hips up toward the ceiling. Good. Keep breathing. Nice. One more breath if you're still there. And then exhale, slowly come around. You can bring your hand down, turn around to plank pose. Inhale. And exhale, you could go to child's pose. You could move through a vinyasa, which is where you lower. rise, or you could go back to down dog. Good. Take 2 more breaths in whatever you're in right now. And then when you're ready, let's bend the knees and or bring that right leg forward. Is that the one we just did? Never mind, bring the left leg forward. Yeah, I think this is correct. And then right hand goes down. And you start to turn toward the left. Keep that pinky toe edge engaged. Good. Remember, you can be on your forearm, rolling that shoulder away from your ear. That's it, you guys. Keep breathing. Nice. Now you can stay here or you can come out early, or you can try to step, use an exhale and step that left leg behind. Ball of toes down. And then you might open up further if you want to, pressing hips up and lifting the chest. Keep breathing. And when you're ready to come out, use an exhale to slowly bring yourself back around to plank pose. And again, same options. You can go to child's pose or any resting position, or you can move through a vinyasa. Good. Take a couple breaths in wherever you've landed there. Letting your jaw relax, letting your face relax. Good. And then if you're in downward dog, let's bring the knees down. And if you're in child's pose, just coming up to hands and knees for a moment. We're going to come around to a seat and just have all your goodies nearby, like your bolster, your blanket. Just know where they have them all within reach. Okay, I shouldn't block my view. And then we're going to lower ourselves down onto our back. Just pause there for a moment. Put your hands somewhere on your body and take a couple of breaths there. Start to slow down your exhale. And then feet are hips distance. Can you come on to and bent, knees are bent. Can you come onto the pinky toe edges of your feet and pull the toes up like we've been practicing? Yeah, and your feet are not touching. It's not like Baddha Konasana, they're separate. And now, if you put your arms at your sides, do you feel like you could inhale and then exhale, bridge from here? Like lift the hips up into bridge. And then inhale, slowly lower back down. And then try again. And you can put your arms wherever they feel best. Just getting curious about this funky bridge pose, making sure your knees and hips feel okay. You can experiment with how far your feet are from your butt, right? They could come further away toward the end of your mat or further away from each other. Thanks, Krista. Good to have you here. Good. And you can try holding it too if you want to. We'll get this heat now. We'll try to get it back on. Good. Take a couple breaths if you're holding it there. Good. And then lowering yourself down, find your bolster. You could also use a block if you're at home and don't have anything like a bolster. We're going to slip that bolster underneath your butt. So you're in a soft supported bridge pose. You can move your shoulder blades anywhere they feel best on your back. And follow your breath in and out. Good. And let's try just a little bit of breath work here. So let's inhale for a count of 5 or 4. And exhale for a count of 6 or longer. You can use your Ujjayi breathing if you'd like, or just a natural breath. This kind of breath with the long exhale, it calms, it tends to down-regulate your nervous system. So it's a good breath to do if you're feeling just anxious or upregulated, activated, or when you're trying to calm down before sleep. Good, you guys. And now if you want to experiment with different leg positions, you can. So I'll give you some ideas. One is to stay just as you are, okay? Another would be to straighten a leg on the floor, and then you'd switch, of course. Okay. Another would be to take legs up toward the ceiling, or even bend your knees and kind of take them toward the ceiling, but then bend the knees so the thighs fall toward the belly. So you could try any of these or all of these. But can you stay with that long exhale? And notice how your nervous system feels right now, too. This is a really busy time of year for many. And so there might be a lot on your mind, just noticing if that's true for you or if you feel pretty present in here without any judgment. Good. And whenever you're ready, you could come out. You're also welcome to stay just as you are. Like if you're feeling comfy and you want to be there longer, go for it. Or you could lift your hips up off of the bolster once your feet are on the ground and slide it out. And I'm going to set myself up in just a restorative pose with one block. And I'm going to put the bolster so it tilts. And so the face of the bolster tilts toward me, right? The block is toward the foot end. And then I just put my legs over it, get my blanket set up. Get any layers on that you want on, or throw a blanket over you. You could cover your eyes if you want. And if there's any last pose you need, like a twist or anything like that, feel free to do whatever your body needs. Okay. And just take a couple of sighs when you get there. And sighs can help just kind of reset your breathing pattern, let you breathe naturally. So Shavasana is just the practice of letting go, which can be really hard some days. Just kind of trying to let go of anything your mind is caught up on, or any tension that you might be holding in your body. Just imagine yourself really letting go to gravity. Inviting your eyes to soften and all the muscles of your forehead. And letting your jaw soften and your tongue. Can you allow that or invite that softness down into your neck and your throat, your shoulders, and down through your arms and your hands. Just letting your belly be soft, your hips, your inner thighs, all the way down your legs to your feet and ankles, softening. You'll just be here for another minute. Whenever you're ready, you could just begin to breathe a little more consciously with a little more awareness. And you might have a way, an intention, a way you want to feel for the rest of your day. So you could imagine breathing that in. You can bring movement back whenever you're ready. You might wiggle fingers and toes or stretch out. And I'm just going to end our session with the sound of Om. And you can, of course, always join me, or you can just listen. And you can come out whenever you're ready. Okay. Inhaling. Om. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take your time coming out. I'll have a sub next week, but she's really good. So give her a try, and I'll be back the following week. I'll be here the day after Christmas.